So Danny, I noticed on your website there's like an image, like a silhouette, and it looks like you're doing karate or some sort of exercise like that. What's that all about?
Yeah, so look, I was fortunate. I have one of my main regrets in my life is that I probably didn't start karate or martial arts before, but I'm very happy that I found it. Right, so I started almost 3 years ago, so I'm still pretty newish at it. I always enjoyed sports and activities, and I did soccer. I go often to the gym and do all kind of body attack and body pump, which kind of the classes activities. But I often do like 2-3 times a year. I go into a competition and I do sparring. So sparring against someone, and you are with someone for like a minute or two. It's 1.5 minutes, I think. Sometimes it's extended, so 1.5 to 2 minutes, and you are super focused in that moment in time,
Yeah.
right? You cannot be 100 because the other person is trying to kind of punch you, right? Or kick you and kick your ass, right? So you are doing that very short period of time. You are 100% focused on what you're doing, right? And during a whole day of competition, you do like 10 or 15 of those sparring sessions, which are very, very intensive. They're very, very challenging in terms of physical efforts. So that's why they're very intensive. But I found always at the end of the day and kind of almost for the whole week after, it's my brain and my mood is very positive, and I don't know, it kind of infects the way I think, the way I feel, very positively in a way. And I don't know why it feels like it's almost like a very short meditation, almost where you meditate, you are super focused
Yeah.
on one activity that's not related to work for a very short period of time. It's almost like unlocks things in my brain and improve my mood, as I said. And I found it very, very positive. So that's one of the values I get from karate. But I know you doing kite surfing as well, which is also, I guess,
Yeah.
also very intensive and can be dangerous too, I suppose.
Yeah. And I think you and I are quite similar in this space, right? Where like I'm like an active
Yeah,
relaxer. Like for me to switch off work, I've got to go do something quite intensive, like you say. And I think what I came across a few years ago is this thing called I heard of flow
yeah,
state. So it's like kind of the state you're in where like you're just super concentrated,
yeah,
real focused, and people have different ways of getting into this flow state. And there's actually I can share a link. There's a survey you can take which tells you what sort of
oh
flow
yeah,
state
right,
you're in, and mine is called I think it's called a high charger, which is basically people who do like extreme sports or
yeah,
adrenaline kind of stuff, right? And so yeah, for me, I've always been into snowboarding and kite surfing and those sorts of oh, they're not, I won't say they're that extreme, but it's quite high activity sport, right? And I've actually just recently, at the age of 40, started a
oh
brand
yeah,
new
right,
sport, which is wing
right.
foiling.
No, I don't know.
So where you've got basically a surfboard with a foil
Oh yeah,
underneath,
right, yeah, I've seen those.
um,
Yep,
and you're holding a wing, kind of like a windsurf sail, but it hasn't got a mast. You're kind of holding it, and you hold it against the wind, and then you get enough speed up. Your board pops
yeah,
out of the water, and you're sitting on this foil, and you're just kind of like you're just gliding
yeah,
on top
right.
of the water. It's a pretty amazing experience, but incredibly difficult. Just so hard. I thought I would have picked it up quite quickly with my
Yeah,
previous kite surfing skills, but no, it's like super intensive. Like you've got to get your balance just right, otherwise you're in the water, and physically quite demanding as well. So my back at the moment, because I started a couple of months ago, my back's still a little bit
yeah,
ruined
right.
because I'm just using muscles I've never used before. So, but for me, that's my way of relaxing. Right, is picking up learning a new sport, something that's really intensive and active. And for me, I'm same as you. Like come off the water, and I'm a different person. Like I can go out there be like super grumpy in a really bad mood, come out an hour later and I'm a
Yeah.
different person. Just I need to ask my wife. I can, just completely changes me, and I'm just super
Yeah.
relaxed afterwards, ready to go and
Yeah.
tackle the
Is
next
she
thing.
sending you? Is she
Yeah.
sending you sometimes? Hamish, go do some some kite surfing.
No, it doesn't send me, but it's a good way to get a leave pass, I think, because she knows I'll come back and be happy.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like sometimes in our IT world, I think those, I don't know, maybe I have the wrong misconceptions. I don't see that many people putting an emphasis on physical activities that much. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are, and I just don't see them because they don't share it. But I feel like, yeah, it's ignored a bit, and I really find so much value, and it gives me so much. Like I said,
Mm.
like you said, like mood reduces stress. Like if even if I go during a lunchtime and I do something quite physical, I had those in a past role. I had kind of very difficult project as well, managing teams and so forth. And I remember going at my body attack class at lunchtime, and it was kind of a stress reliever, right? I was coming back to the office in the afternoon
Yeah.
way more relaxed. Okay, what's the real problem here? How do I tackle that? While the morning was just, you know, um, putting out fires and kind of being stressed out. So it's really, I think it's provided tremendous value.